Okay.
Hello everyone, this is Hina Begum. Now we are going to present our project, which is World Happiness Report, and our group project number is 4. We are 6 in a team. So I'll tell you what World Happiness Report. It's a yearly report which measures how happy people are in the different countries around the world. So it asks the people to rate their satisfaction when life and looks at different factors like income, social support, and the trust to understand what makes them happy. So, therefore, we will be telling in further slides how we have implemented to report the happiness, how we have calculated, which methodologies we have used. So that will be in further slides. It will be explained. So I would, and my role is to implement the code, also the methodology sections that I have looked on. Next, I'll continue. Handovering with the team members with their introduction and their roles. Please go
Uh,
ahead.
and this is Naveen, and my role is to do some background research on this project and do some help on code.
Hello, this is Anil Kumar. I worked on code implementation and on introduction slides.
Hi, I'm Akash, and I've worked on a research question and the hypothesis of the project.
Hi, this is Bindu Madhavi. I have done in findings and references.
Hi, this is Tarun Teja Dodda. I worked on limitations and recommendations on this project.
Okay. Okay. We will go ahead with our further slides. So the next slide is here. What we are doing is we are bringing sadness to smiles around the globe. Furthermore, World Happiness Report, it recognizes the importance of the social connections and the community support for individual and collective happiness. So in terms of sadness or hardship, having a strong social support can provide more comfort. It helps people with problem solving, and it fosters a sense of belonging and then connections. So that is what we are trying to tell in this picture. If you would like to see, it's a good picture of our ma'am, professor, which is Rosemary madam. And next, coming to the introduction part, this Happiness Report, it first released on the date April 1st, 2012 at Bhutan. And then since then, it's been 11 years where this report has been generated periodically every year in order to know the factors which is contributing to the country. And it looks at the things like income, social support, and the freedom. These are the factors. As per our data, we are taking one set of data, 2019 report, and we are calculating this. And going forward, this is the background page. Let me move this here. Okay. So background page, what we have done in this background page is we have seen how yearly wise the data has been passing over through different models, and how the report is being helped for the countries to develop their sustainability, and how the persons are happy in their life, to have the better growth and towards the nation. So it looks at the things like income, social support, and the freedom to see what contributes to the people's happiness. And this report is meant to help the people understand what makes us happy and what can be done to improve our well-being. Also, this background research, many researchers have found that a few factors are there where to provide the social equality, strong institutions, and environmental sustainability. And it is also been used by the policymakers, researchers, and the general public to better understand the factors that contribute to happiness and the well-being part. And what we this slide is related to observation. So quest for happiness is intimately linked to the quest for sustainability development, which means achieving happiness is closely connected to achieving sustainable development. So it refers to a development that meets the need of the present without compromising the ability of the future generations to meet their own needs. It argues as also that happiness and well-being should be considered as a key components of sustainable development. So this is what observation we have made as part of our project, and this is a research question. So the main research what we have done is to explore the relationship between the different types of environments and their impact on the well-being and happiness of individuals and communities globally. So this question, this recognizes that human exist with different environments, to understand how these environments contribute to the well-being process and provide happiness. This hypothesis, okay, so this is a positive hypothesis. It suggests that individuals who live in the communities with these positive factors are more likely to experience a higher level of happiness. For example, individuals who have access to the green spaces for exercise or for relaxation, who can easily access the public transportation and walkable neighborhoods, who have the strong social connections with their neighbors and community members, will have a more higher levels of happiness than those who lack these resources. So this is what we are trying to explain in the research question, how it helps, what we have done as part of a research, and the hypothesis which supports this research and methodology. Here we have used the data from the Kaggle. It's a Google subsidiary link. This data consists of 156 countries and the 6 variables. If you can see in the figure, these are the 6 factors, main factors, where we are trying to get the data and trying to figure out how it will relates to the people happiness. So the main dependent variables are the social support, freedom of life choices, generosity, corruption perception. These are main dependent variables, and independent variables are GDP per capita, life expectancy, and the birth. So the data set format, our data set format is in XLSX format, which we have used. And so during the data cleaning process, we found like some potential issues we have found with our data set. So the first issue is like we have seen the presence of the outliers in some of the variables. So basically we have removed these outliers by doing some operations towards it, like by capping the outliers or and changing the value of the outliers. We have done this part. And the secondly, during EDA process, we seen like there are some missing data also. For that missing data, we have seen in the year 2018 perceptions of corruption column, and we have filled that gap with some mean value. We have calculated some average mean value, and then we have filled that mean value with all the data which are missed in this data cleaning process. The pictures shows the outliers, the visualization plot of each outlier, how it is detected. And then coming to feature engineering, it's a major step in the machine learning model and the data science, where we will be able to figure out how the process goes on. So the first the three possible outputs from our this engineering process is feature selection. So feature selection since our data has spread out in the 5 different years, which is from 2015 to 2019, with different columns and information. We have got an we need to eliminate some unnecessary columns and make the data with uniform columns and same shape. Upon removing the unnecessary columns which are not significant, we were able to create some uniform data. So that is what we have done in the feature selection process. And in a binning process, we have added one new column, which is called region column, in the years 2017 to 2019 data from the countries provided in the data by taking the lead from the data which is from 2015 to 16. So after binning, we can see a new column being added, region. And coming to data cleansing, as I said earlier, in the data cleaning process, we have already filled out the column perceptions of corruption. So as part of engineering, feature engineering also, we have done the same thing by filling out some with some value. Okay, here we can here now in this model interpretation and comparison, uh, it's a statistical analysis of what we have done, which model we selected. So in order to know which model is providing the more accurate result to us, we have used some calculations to like if mean squared error, root mean squared error, mean absolute error, and the R2 score. to score. So these 4 variables we have applied to all the regression modules. So all regression models are XGB regressor, gradient boosting, random forest, ADA boost, K neighbors, decision tree, and linear regression models. So for all these 7 regression models, we have calculated all these 4 values. And if you can see in the bar graph, it is a comparison of these 4 variables, and all the values falls under 1, starting with 0 and 0 to 1 range. And among them, if we can see, root mean square error is, it's like 0.75, 0.75 value to higher value. For the this is in orange color, right? So for the decision tree, it is higher. So, and R2 score value, if we can see, R2 score value, it is higher for K neighbors regressor. So this is how we have got the visualization plot in order to compare the models and to get the accurate result. We have done this step, which it made us a quick and easy comparison of the models. And then with the help of these values, we were able to figure out which our hypothesis is supported. So as the accuracy level is correct, I mean, if the accuracy been found at very accurate, then we were confirming like our results are accurate. Our hypothesis, which we are trying to bring the happiness using some factors, those are accurate. So our hypothesis is supported basically. And here comes to the evaluation and findings. So the result from those comparison models has been declared here. I would like to pass this to my further team members. Please go ahead. Okay.
Here
Pinky,
in evaluation and findings, we have used the K-neighbor regression model. Basically, the K-neighbor regression is a machine learning algorithm which is used to predict the continuous variables based on the values which we have given in the inputs. So it will find the closest closest data for the given inputs.
okay. Moving to the next slide.
Here is a representation of a bar graph. In this, we have taken the 150 countries report of a happiness. These here we have mentioned in the bar graph, these are 10 lowest happiness countries which we have taken from 150 countries. In this slide, we have seen, we'll be seeing the recommendations and limitations for the happiness. From recommendations, here are some of the recommendations that can address the limitations of a World Happiness Report, addressing the subjective of happiness. To address the subjective of happiness, the report can include the multiple measures of happiness as well-being, such as an objective indicators of a health, income, and wealth, along with the subjective measures such as a life satisfaction and emotional well-being. And by coming to the second one, improving the data collection. To improve the data availability and accuracy, the report may work with the national statistical analysis, such as using mobile phones data or a social media to track well-being indicators. By increasing the representation, we can recommend the happiness. To increase the representation to report that can include more countries of the sub-regional. We can collect the data from various groups. By coming to the limitations, we have taken the World Happiness Report from 2019. Here are some of the main limitations in the report. Subjective of happiness. The concept of subjective happiness is for the people from the different cultures may have the different definitions of happiness. So we cannot use the self-reported. We can use the self-reported measures of happiness, which may not accurately reflect the same happiness for all the countries. And limiting the data. We have limited the data, like not completely accurate from every country. Some countries may not have the data available factors, which we limit the report availability of accurately rank those countries. Limited scope. The report primarily focus on individual well-being, but does not consider broader issues such as environmental sustainability or the social justices, which can also be important factors of determining the overall happiness. It is important to consider the